What is going on, everyone? Welcome to this video. Let's talk about focus. I want to discuss focus and how important this is. And I don't mean focus on this camera, I mean focus in your Amazon FBA business, specifically online arbitrage or something close to what you're doing. Now, I almost gave up, I almost lost my path completely, quite frankly, because I made this mistake, okay? And when I say lose focus, let me explain what I mean by that. So if you're already doing Amazon FBA online arbitrage, or if you're just getting into it, doing some research, you may or may not be aware that there's a few different avenues you can go down. So obviously you've got your traditional online arbitrage, okay, which is just buy low, sell high traditionally. You're looking at your sort of main stores, your Entertainer, Smiths, Asda, Ocado, and all the sort of normal suspects, retail stores. You simply buy and you sell. And that's actually a very scalable business model to a certain extent, probably 50, £100,000 per month turnover. You could scale that to, I suppose, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more, who knows. That's a sort of scalable business model. But then within that, you've got OA, but sort of different versions of OA. Different methods, right? Which is like taking really low ROI and doing really high quantities, or just focusing on larger items, right? This is still OA, but it's more complex. It's almost like a separate division of OA, in my opinion, because you can't necessarily, unless you've got a big team, you can't focus on all these different areas. Either you're going to be really worn out doing it yourself, or you've just got a team doing it for you, then you're going to need loads of different divisions. So what I'm saying is it's not overnight unless it's going to be a bit messy. So in my opinion, you've got traditional OA, but then you can start to get distracted, and this is what's happened to me. I start to see the shiny penny syndrome, or I saw other people doing things that looked easier or looked better than what I was doing. Now, which was OA. Now, I started carrying on with my OA business, but not really scaling it or not really outsourcing it when I should have earlier to a bigger team, not really creating the right systems, because I got distracted by other sellers that were doing the aforementioned ways of doing things, like different sort of strategies within OA, or people that were doing bundles, or private label bundles, or private label, or wholesale, or any of these other things, that you can do on Amazon. So I spent the last year, which was my first year in Amazon. I've been doing it for about a year and 1 month now-ish. So just over a year I've been doing it. And I spent that year building up to sort of 6 figures. I did build my Amazon business up to 6 figures, but I'm shocked that I managed to do that. And it wasn't massively profitable. And the reason for that was because I didn't fully focus on OA. Now, I'm not saying you have to fully focus on OA. It may not be the right thing for you. But my point of this video is that if I focused specifically, in my opinion, in my situation, which was right for me, which should have been OA, if I focused on that and actually got the right systems and stopped getting distracted by other areas like wholesale, like bundles, like all these different things, not to say that they're not good or have got potential the same or more potential, who knows, right? But what I do know is that because I let them things distract me, I nowhere near touch the surface of the year I could have had in my first year if I fully focused on online arbitrage. So the point of this video, the thing that I want you to take away, the mistake that I made in my first year of Amazon is focus. It was 100% focus. Whatever you're going to do, make a decision and focus on that. Decide that that's going to be your focus and nothing else for at least a year, I would say. And then once you've got the systems in, like I'm going to do, once I've finished building my teams and my systems, then I can start another division of the business, which could be bundles or wholesale, or maybe a completely separate business, which is another income stream. Focus. Just focus on one thing and don't get too distracted by what others are doing, because the people that I see that don't succeed as well as they could be succeeding are the ones that don't focus for a long enough time to get success in that field. Please subscribe if you've enjoyed that, and I'll speak to you soon.